Aye, the liquid hate. It's the you know, is soaking me palpably like piss. I got some more hate today for expressing myself, right? So, yeah, I won't go into it, but I was in the right because that's the way it was. I'm very self-critical, so I know when I'm in the wrong. I've admitted when I'm in the wrong many times, because that's what you're supposed to do if you are in the wrong. But if you don't think you're wrong, anyone else relate to this? If you don't think you're in the wrong, don't fucking apologise for yourself. Okay? So, yeah, the hate keeps coming at me. Certain people, I was watching one of these YouTubers, it was quite glorious, you know, because she was saying some of the things that that resonated with me on a deeply soulful level, because someone, and if they watch this, they know who they are, right, said on, I saw them comment this, they would know who they are, so hi, I'm not going to mention who you are, but you would know who you are if you watch this, right? They said heaven, they shared a post, and it was like quite, I got it, right? It was like, heaven is being connected with, you know, similar people, you know, you're on the same page, yeah, like you're at a gig and you're all feeling the same vibe, you know, yeah. So this YouTuber said people are really showing themselves to be who they are, you know, and it's quite depressing, but it's sort of sad, and it's also, it's very sad, but it's also invigorating in a certain way. So it's a horrible feeling to feel. It's another one of these YouTubers was saying about the pain runs deep, you know, when you feel unheard. And I've had to do so much work on myself to go, right, well, if most people in my life are, like, so you feel like you're living in a madhouse, to quote someone else if they were watching us, you know what I'm talking about. You feel like you're living in a fucking madhouse, to feel like pretty like aloof, alone almost, even though you feel pretty content within yourself, pretty good about yourself. And it's a horrible feeling. The gaslighting, when people gaslight you, ignore you, and call you fucking mental. I think you've got mental health issues, Dave. So it's good to know. If I can quote my fucking stepdad, right, he said a few good things, right? He's a religious man. I'm not a religious man, but I get the whole thing, the spiritual thing, you know. He said, well, know thyself. Yeah, let's drop the thy, let's bring, you know yourself. Do you know yourself? Do you know who you are? Because if folk are coming at you with bullshit, it'd be easy to succumb to the negative energy and feel like there was indeed something wrong with you. If 99% of people are telling you bullshit, you could either be pulled into their bullshit and have the bullshit confirmed, or you could retreat into yourself, into your own little quiet, happy space, and go, no, there is nothing wrong with me. I know that there's nothing wrong with me. I'm actually perfectly sane. So I stood up for myself, and you know, how do we get to the point where expressing yourself means you're fucking insane? It's funny, innit? It's like, if I can quote the great David Icke, you know, don't be the first nail to stand up above the rest, because that's the first one to get hit, you know. It's like a crime to like express your opinion, you know, and to be shut down at every corner and spoken over and disrespected. It's not a nice place to be. So you have to know who you are and know your own worth, and know that you're not a crazy person. Funny how the people that have let themselves go in certain areas, you know, they want to just be drawn into bullshit. They don't actually want to listen to the person who, you know, again, I'm not going around trying to convince people of anything. I'm not going around saying the earth is fucking flat. I'm going around just saying, can you please just, you know, I'm just, you know, a little, I'm not going to go into it, but a little misunderstanding, not a misunderstanding, but just a little, I'm telling you, I can't even express this. I don't know what you go into details, but let's just say this: certain people have lost a certain perspective. Like I said before, Plato's cave, you're in Plato's cave, so people have lost, like, life is a struggle, okay? So life's kind of hard and it's a struggle, but certain people seem to have gotten a kind of comfort zone where they think certain things are so important and they're actually not, and rather than yield to my authority on certain ways, they get drawn into their own horseshit and they want to confirm their own horseshit by painting me out to be a maniac. But you have to be strong within yourself to go, nah, I don't need to subscribe to your bullshit because I can see right through you like this windscreen. People actually don't realise that I do have an ability to see things. I see through people. I'm an intelligent person. I've been around the block. I've lived a little bit. I've been out there. I've been around people. I know what cool is, and I know what, But if people want to be quite negative and quite stuck in their lane, pride is a killer. See, the problem with a lot of people, right, is pride is a killer. And I'm talking from a perspective of someone who knows what it's like to drop the pride. My whole life has been one big drop the pride, drop the attitude, be aware of your own bullshit, Dave, which I have done multiple times. And I think it's made me a better man, because sometimes you look at yourself in the mirror and go, yeah, the problem here is me and my perception of this. So some people, and again, I'm not interested in changing people, because that would fall into their enemy's territory, wouldn't it? Of, I want to change, control, manipulation. That's not what we're supposed to be in this life. We're supposed to respect differences of opinion. I'm just saying what I think. I don't shut people down when they speak. I listen to them. I'd listen to many people. I take on board many perspectives. I go, yeah, learn from anyone, and you live your life, and you be around cool folk, and you learn what the shit is. But certain people seem to not have lived, and they seem to have they're quite in their pride, their ego. That's another danger, the ego. This is what's funny. In my videos, I've done the whole thing of, I'm brilliant, and all this kind of thing, right? But there's a difference between the kind of theatrical performing element of, I'm so good I inspire myself each and every day, baby, yeah. I only have to look in the mirror to be inspired, yeah. Oh, that, right? That's called positive affirmations. That's like self-care, yeah, motivational. I want to do this thing, so I think if I want to truly live by the heart, I'll give myself a kick at the backside and say, come on, you can do better, come on, right? But isn't it funny? It's a bit like all those rockers, isn't it? And all the metal bands and rock bands. Like, you see interviews with some of these people and you go, yeah, they're going, they've got all that rage and all that, but it's a beautiful expression of that feeling which needs to get out. And then you see how they are in their day-to-day life. They're the most zen, chilled people because they have got it out, right? So I've done the whole ego thing of feeling like, building yourself up and all that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good, because I think, considering I've been in the position of trying to not pull other people down, I think that makes me feel like, yeah, I feel quite proud of bigging myself up, because at least if you do that, other people can feel like, oh, that's cool. He's speaking things that he's expressing stuff that I feel. It's okay to do that. That's what we have to do. In this life. So what I'm saying is, certain other people who haven't worked on themselves enough and integrated their ego with their higher consciousness, right, want to scapegoat me for just expressing myself. That's what we're supposed to do. You have to be aware of the predicament that you're in, and it seems in the toxic environment, there's a lot of toxic behavior. There's a lot of, I'm wanting to be right, and I want to, shut you down and shut you up, and I want to be right and fuck you. But there's a lack of respect there as well, isn't there? Because people haven't worked on themselves. So speaking on the ego thing, I think if people had taken my lead and got out the healthy competition and the training, creative work, living life, then they wouldn't be so fucking up themselves, and then they maybe would be as zen as me, and then they would actually be able to go and listen to the other person and see the point of view. But some people are so fucking cold, the cold heart, because they haven't healed themselves, and their inner child is a little bit more than a little bit wounded, so it's funny how those people look ridiculous to me, because as much as they want to paint me out to be the maniac and there's something wrong with you, again, just for like expressing myself and and they can't handle basic communication without firing back at me and being unreasonable people, right? Then you've got to know when the problem's you, and you have to disconnect from people. Sometimes in our working relationships, it's necessary to have a certain level of communication and respect, and you have to tolerate certain people. I have to go, well, I have to do this job. I don't really like working with these people, but I'll do this anyway. But my issue is that I'm not really being respected, and I really resent the fact that multiple occasions people are making me out to be crazy. So I've had to shield myself from that, and again, so I thank all my enemies, and they're not my enemy, but they've been against me, with their negativity. So I've had to do a lot of inner work on myself, and I could say pride is a killer, because some people want to be what repels me in this life is arrogant attitudes, snobbish attitudes, people that feel like they're better than other people, that they're closed-minded, closed heart type attitude is a negative thing in my book. And I've got these very people that think that the problem is me. They don't actually seem to realise that I actually see through them, that they're actually a little bit behind, they're a little bit wanting, shall we say, because what we're not supposed to do is artificially inflate ourselves to be the man or the top dog. You should only, if you have authority on certain things, then you should be proud of that. But as I said before, you have to go through it to get to it. But some people that haven't done the work can't handle that someone else is, shall we say, ahead of the game in certain personal development facets. So the quick and easy, lazy solution is to paint the other person as having mental health issues. But because I've had other people coming at me with the disrespect and that I'm crazy, right? I've had that before. I'm used to it. So it doesn't really matter, because I don't care if someone thinks I'm crazy. Yeah, you're just looking crazy, because how did it get to the point where open communication and I can't even boil this down. What I'm basically saying is you've got to be content, happy within yourself, and that's my point, that I'm proud of myself. I've said this a million times, but I'll say it again. I'm proud of myself. I respect myself. And if other people don't want to respect me, then don't expect that respect back, because I think I've done nothing but respect other people. I've tried to respect other people, but it's a hard one, isn't it? But as the great David Icke said, you can't unhear things. So I think sometimes in this life you have to fight back and fight your corner, because when you know what the fuck you're talking about, it may not be, someone else may not want to hear it, but sorry, but in this life, uncomfortable truths are sometimes necessary in order to progress the fucking human race on, so we don't act like a bunch of fucking children. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm going to have a beautiful day tomorrow, and I'm not going to let bullshit take me off what I'm trying to do. Okay, does any of that resonate with anyone out there? That's what you feel like, innit? Sometimes. Anyone out there? Anyone else out there normal? This is to finish with this, right? I was feeling a bit put upon and hurt by certain behaviours from certain people today, and as I've said before, quite funny that you feel like you've got to that you get more love and respect from fucking strangers that you haven't met yet than people that should know better and that you're familiar with. So I was coming from the car to go to the flat, and I saw a fellow cyclist, see what I mean? And he was coming up the road, and I felt like, just for my own fucking soul, it would be nice to have a wee bit of connection with someone. So he was coming up the hill on his bike, and I looked at him, and I did a little, slightly humorous kind of, hand, like, up and down, like, and he smiled at me, and I smiled at him. That's what life's about, isn't it? It's about connection. But the problem with some people is they're so fucking disconnected from themselves. They're so fucking downtrodden, wounded and broken, and they don't actually realise that I see that they can't even connect with themselves, let alone anyone else. So to finish, I'd like to celebrate the gift of communication, the gift of the wonder of connection. That's what we all want in this life, isn't it? It's nice to connect with like-minded people, even people that you aren't like-minded with, but people have a connection, A dog came up to me today and offered me a bit of support, so that was nice,